Our next speaker is another Canberra local with a passion for sport that started at a young age, participating in as many sports and teams as she could, again failing to relate. After school, it was a natural progression into sport and exercise science as an undergraduate degree at UC, and from there she was fortunate enough to complete a postgraduate year working in physiology at the AIS before starting her PhD at both AIS and University of Canberra. She hopes that one day she'll be able to combine her passion for sport and love of travel as a career in supporting athletes. Please welcome from the Faculty of Health, Alice Wallet.
Compare the pair. Two athletes, the same country, the same Olympic team, and the same sporting event. Both of these athletes are preparing for Tokyo's 2020 Olympic Games. One athlete takes into consideration Tokyo's environmental conditions, while the other one forgets. Tokyo 2020 is exactly 2 years away, and much like Japan's recent heatwave, it is expected to be the hottest and most humid in the history of the modern games. So how can our athletes prepare for this? Research has shown that when we exercise in the heat, our bodies are placed under additional strain. And research has also shown that when we exercise in the heat, up to 80% of our blood flow is redirected from our intestines to our working muscles and skin. So what does this mean for our gut? Well, our gut lining is closely regulated by epithelial tight junctions that monitor what can and cannot pass through to our bloodstream. Let's call these guys the bouncers of the nightclub, the ones that determine who can and cannot enter. The endotoxins are our troublemakers. These are the toxins that reside in our gut and only pass through to our bloodstream or our body's nightclub when our tight junctions or bouncers lose their integrity and become lazy. Now, endotoxins leak into our bloodstream as a result of normal exercise stress, and that's okay because our body has mechanisms in place to quickly clear these away. But when our bodies are placed under additional strain, such as high exercise intensity or environmental heat stress, endotoxin concentration becomes too high, leaving our body at risk of endotoxemia, the sudden onset of gastrointestinal symptoms, and in worst cases, heat stroke. My PhD will better Australian athletic performance by investigating this link between exercise-induced endotoxemia and heat strain. I will use the university's environmental chamber to mimic hot and humid conditions to explore the effects of short-term heat training and nutritional supplementation on blood markers of gut permeability, with the expectation our body will better tolerate intestinal dysfunction. Now, they say our gut is our body's second brain, and its function goes beyond just digesting what we eat. So this link between exercise, heat, and gut permeability needs further investigation. Of the 450 athletes that Australia will take to Tokyo in 2020, every single one of them will be travelling with a lazy bouncer in their gut. And every lazy bouncer has the ability to inhibit their performance unless it's trained. I've got a gut feeling about this. Things in Tokyo are heating up. We need to prepare our athletes. So let's compare the pair. Which athlete do you think is more prepared for the Games? The one that takes into consideration Tokyo's environment, or the one that forgets? I'll let you decide.